They certainly are, and Uzi is the guy that respects Kalista a lot. He will first pick it if it's on his side. He will ban it every time if it's against him. He respects the strength of the champion. You can understand why.
Yep, Echo banned away from Cool, you have to think most likely. Have seen it in a couple of places, but it's mostly been mid for OMG. Hecarim there, the next ban coming through. That's away from Dandy, one of his best performing top lane champions since he started in that lane. And Vici now going to consider their last ban.
Yeah, we'll see what they go with. Of course, Dandy's famous Rumble still available up there in the top lane. You're the one that enlightened me into the world.
It's coming.
Is
I'm ready. I hope so. He played it once at All-Stars. I hope he plays it again. Finally. Well, let me put it this way. Hopefully I'm casting Dandy and he plays Rumble in the top lane, because otherwise that joke's going to die a very long, painful death.
Oh, I'm bringing it up every time we're on the desk together.
Rise is banned away by Vici, away from Xiang. Makes sense there. Don't want to first pick it maybe either, although Dandy did have a good Rise game that you brought up in our earlier series, and now OMG going to line up the last ban. Maybe it's the Rumble. Yeah,
maybe they'll target that one up there. See what else they want to go with. Maybe it's a Fizz as well and try and get Dandy completely out of his comfort picks coming through. Has got a Scion game up there, plays a Maokai as well.
Thresh banned away from Master is a lot of respect, but does leave Alistar open as almost obvious first pick, but instead Vici said, you know what, give Endless that Sivir.
Yeah, and straight away Xiang's like, it's open. Oh,
I'm ready.
He didn't insta-lock it. I was really expecting that one to go through, but not really much to say about Sivir so far. Just a very standard AD carry. Pushing meta suits her, and as long as the meta to take turrets exists, Sivir's going to be a great pick.
Loveling's the best. He's just casually brushed over Gangplank, because why not here? OMG do have plenty of options open. You saw the Maokai for Xiang. We've gone through Alistar. They've got Gragas or Rek'Sai if they want to take one, probably not both this time, or one of those junglers away. OMG, it's simply a matter of which two powerful picks they want, because Sivir, she's good, but not sure how I feel about her as a first pick just yet as OMG. They will take Alistar and Gragas.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they were hovering Maokai Gragas. Not because of the fact that it's Maokai Gragas, but because Xiang had locked in the Gragas and it was like Loveling, like, oh, I'll grab Maokai for you. Just pick your own champions if that's the case. So they go with Alistar instead. It's made me a little bit happier.
Yeah, well, there is the Alistar for amazing. It's actually, again, you said engaged champions have been his forte. Certainly been a good looking Alistar player, but that does leave a number of champions open for Hatong as well. Martin, of course, can play just about anything, so he's not particularly worried. But I like the takeaway of Gragas as well, just from World 6, as they are considering that blocker pick. They'll take the Maokai and they'll take the Azir.
Yeah, and right now, you know, they can go Nautilus and deny three really high supports away from Mata and have a super tanky front line to be able to protect Cool and Uzi. So wouldn't be surprised if that's what Xiang wanted to default back to. Right now, Hatong, he's got his Azir. It's a very big staple. And Dandy, he's played a lot of Maokai since he's been up there in the top lane. Mixed success, but is a just great initiator, honestly. And he reads the map well, which makes his TP very useful for the side of Vici. One thing we've, I guess, not really got out of Xiang yet is the teleport positioning, and that's why it's so important to have Uzi on Sivir, because it allows Xiang to initiate from front on as opposed to looking for the very good home guard gangs coming through.
Well, it's going to have to rely on something different this time, because Vici do have the Sivir, but Uzi's going to lock in Tristana in for himself, and that's a Shen locked in for Cool. You have to think for the top lane.
Yeah, it certainly is, so we'll see whether they're able to make that work up there. Shen seeing a little bit more, I guess, pick ability. He's a great split pusher in the late game. Also adds this huge shield to one of your main carries, and when persistent damage is a threat, they're not going to get blown up. That huge shield does a lot of work.
It does, and Shen, I like that he's creeping back in. He adds a nice element to a lot of these comps while still being a good frontliner and good tank. But Vici, they've completed their draft now. They take Janna for Mata and Rek'Sai for World 6.
Yeah, they have a huge no button right now coming through from Mata. See whether he is able to reposition these team fights, because you look at Vici, they're all mid-range. Unless Hatong can get lots of Sand Soldiers out at max range, going to be hard for them to win a fight against Uzi, who will eventually outrange Endless by quite a way. And all of the, I guess, ability to rush and engage as soon as... Oh, they've even got Poke coming through. This is going to be a tough game for Vici to win.
By the looks of things, yeah, they do need to lock in Cool's champion. 5 seconds left, amazing. Has highlighted the Varus to be the pick away here. We've seen it as a very common counter pick into Azir. Cool is going to take it away here. The God V special into Azir. He really started the trend, at least in the LPL. Let's see how Cool handles it.
Yeah, exactly right. Poke has always been the Achilles heel of Varus, and they're able to clear out the wave with straight line wave clear. That's why Varus is seeing a little bit more play than Jace, you have to think, because he's a little bit more AoE focused on the back line. But right now, Varus just has a lot in his kit, especially if you take double mobility summoners, that it allows him to impact all stages of the game. And, you know, I said it's going to be hard for Vici because if they don't get the perfect engage, they're just going to get whittled out. And there's the Alistair that can head people back, the Buster Shot, the big shield that's going to come through. A good engage with only 2 threats against all the defense that OMG is bringing to the table is going to be super difficult to execute on.
I agree, and I think some of the lanes, the trouble might even start there as we're going to go through the matchup. We start in the top lane here. I'm going to say pretty normal stuff. Lots of wet noodling, lots of farming.
The Vorpal Blade.
The Vorpal Blade.
I love it.
Cue all the minions there. World 6 versus Loveling again. Another standard matchup here with the junglers. As Rek'Sai takes on Gragas.
Gragas, they've been swapped over. We said, wonder if they'll get their own champions. They've denied them from each other. This is a matchup we're seeing a little bit more come through now. Azir versus the Varus in the mid lane. They have committed to all physical damage here. We'll see whether if it goes super late and they're made to pay.
This is the interesting one for me though. Uzi on the Tristana versus Endless and that Sivir. We've got Mata on the Janna, pretty good against Amazing and the Alistar, but he's going to have to do a lot of work here against OMG like you mentioned, and they still have plenty of initiation from afar as well. But we'll find out exactly how it goes. We are going to get onto the rift for game number 1. And welcome back into game number 1 of OMG versus Vici, our final match of the evening. Week 7, day number 1 of the LPL here for summer season. It's been a long one so far, Spawn. Still plenty more LPL to go, though, on OMG. Like a lot of these teams that split last week on the prowl for some points, and their comp is quite strong.
Yeah, they're looking quite good at this point. You know, OMG this week, they play Vici first, which you're seeing now, then Unlimited Potential, then RNG. You would think they have a fairly good run coming through this after Vici, so any points they can get here will be useful, and then they'll just be looking to close out the week strong. And I like their early draft coming through here. I like the dance party that's happening in the river. And this game, once again, going to be execution focused.
Oh, BM! Oh, they're going all in! World 6 gets taunted! They actually are going to get first blood for Cool. That was so rude. But so good.
I am speechless. You just don't do that to a man. He was breakdancing. Things were great. He was getting along with Loveling. And, you know, if anyone's going to put a dagger in your back, it's the guy that picks up and drops G's all over the shop. I'm not happy.
Well, neither is World 6. He's like, really? I died? We're having so much fun. And then the party got crashed by a cow, a Varus, a Yordle, and a ninja.
Who invited the
everyone.
Underage chick with a gun.
That is probably top of the list of things you don't want to crash your party. But as it turns out, OMG are going to go into a 2v2. They look for the swap on the top side, but Vici will move up there with them. And we'll have standard lanes just inverted.
Yeah, and we'll see whether they're actually able to get the wave pushing in Uzi's favor and deny some CS early away from Endless as Dandy gets fairly low, actually. Tanked up everything for World 6 there, giving him a nice helping hand.
He's like, listen, son, this is how you jungle. All right, I'll help you out. Make sure it's all okay, but World 6 be on his merry way soon as Dandy. First one hit level 2, actually, World 6. Feeling even a little worse after that first blood.
Yeah, Dandy took the 3 small raptors, and you know, so that gave him the level 2. But World 6 didn't have to use a potion, so Dandy's like, you got everything you deserved after you died early.
Well, a good all-in level 1 kill for OMG sets the tone nicely for this game. We'll see how the rest of it shakes out here as Xiang going to teleport down. Dandy has done the same, so similar time is there as they'll finally meet up in the bottom side.
Yeah, Dandy equalizes that wave. Otherwise, it would have pushed fairly heavily. It still will because he's got an extra caster creep. And this is going to be a non-interactive lane.
Yeah, you can see that, you know, sort of entertaining the idea of trading spells, but realistically, they'll just be farming as much as they can.
Dandy's like, I've got a mana bar. Xiang's like, I've only got energy. You're in trouble, buddy.
Do you really want to fight this one, Maokai? Let's battle Qs.
Yeah, I got infinite sustain on my side, and I'm a ninja. Is he?
He's not a ninja. We've been through this. Shen is absolutely the worst ninja. Although Cool's hair, I have to say, has improved significantly since our last meeting. So yeah, I'm happy that he's leveled up in the LPL hair power rankings.
You know, he was looking a little bit more shabby and a little less chic as time was going on. But right now, he's definitely maybe picked up a new stylist. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he looks good in his player profile photo. His hair clearly was done for that, but it just felt like he just didn't care in the first few weeks of the LPL. It was all over the shop. No wonder he couldn't play skill shot champions. You could barely see the screen.
Yeah, exactly right. And you know, in a competitive league like the LPL, hair game is paramount. You look at people like Doinby dominating the scene right now.
I was going to say, if QG have taught us anything, is that strong hair game will get you everywhere, or maybe just second on the ladder in the LPLs. That team's doing excellently.
First power rankings, though. You know, they're the top team.
That's true. I mean, they are a good team. No one can take that away from them. Their hair game is on point, although I'm sad that they all changed their dyed hair. That was probably...
Yeah, that
was
gave
well
him
played.
an unfair advantage,
It did.
didn't it? It's like when people say Froskurun has the best hair on the caster desk. Like, well, yeah, of course she does. It's pink and great.
It is great. As you can see, the players just sort of hanging out, hoping that pause will resolve itself soon enough here. But we saw Cool early on in that lane, actually, taking a bit of damage early on. But what is there about this mid lane? Because we've seen it a couple of times. It's not that popular as far as 1v1 mid lane matchups go.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. You know, and Varus has to build levels into his Q, get some cooldown, and get the tier rolling early. Because as soon as you pick that up, you're like, Jace, it doesn't need to be necessarily fully stacked. You just need the reserve to be able to get multiple arrows across. And then you start out training just through range. Early on, because you're both auto-attack champions, Azir does relatively well against AD mids in that regard. It's just the further the game goes through, the harder it becomes. And Azir stays squishy, whereas Varus just attacks from like a screen and a half away, and his projectile's deceptively fast.
Yeah, I actually forgot as well that Cool was the one to get first blood. Also started with a fast, now has a longsword in that lane as well, so he's looking pretty good. So right now we saw the first early trade there at level 2, not looking so good, but he'll be just fine, I'm sure. And Cool, we are looking for him at OMG to really carry this game.
Yeah, exactly right. OMG look at their best when Cool's the one rolling, because Uzi, he always puts out all this damage. Positionally as an AD carry, actually, he gets caught a lot as well. But, you know, he puts out a lot of damage. We'll just leave it there. Yeah, no, I went reaching and then came with a blocker. So, but Cool, when he's the one in good positions, performing well on the team, they definitely look like they're one of the, I guess, top 4 teams in the LPL. And that's a very competitive league right now to be able to say that with.
I agree. And Uzi, I think, has gotten better as far as like aggressive positioning goes. That was certainly his thing for a long time. But mechanically strong, great at CSing, good lane bully. Team fights well, despite his aggression, and I feel like he's just become a more-rounded player. I guess the only thing Uzi has to be thinking is, please let the swap to OMG mean I can win Worlds, because that man has lost in 2 different finals now.
Yeah, he certainly has, you know, and he's progressively winning more games. So he'll be able to show up this year, take 2, I'm sure, and we'll see whether he can push any further through.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Poor Uzi. It's impressive.
Hey man, it's only a 3-year trip to World. If you said you have to lose Worlds 3 times and you get to win one, I'll be like, sign me up. Yeah. That's a great deal.
It is a pretty good deal, actually. We'll see how Uzi feels about it. Does have to get there first. OMG, I've definitely been a strong representative for China at the World Championships, but not guaranteed at this point because the talent in this region this year is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, OMG is always a team that kind of gets knocked out by the other Chinese contestants coming through there. So we'll have to see whether they can get on the opposite sides of the brackets. First, as we do hop back into game.
Well, we are back now. Cool, you can see getting good harass down now is amazing. Posturing there in the top side, trying to give Vici the CS. And this was the other lane matchup that really intrigued me. Starting to see a bit more Tristana, particularly into Sivir.
Yeah, we are, because the range is good. You're able to all-in her at certain stages of the game. Tristana really came in as a counter pick to Kalista. And it's funny because we're seeing a lot of Kalista bans. It's amazing. Doesn't have his flash available, otherwise I'm sure he would have gone aggressive. And that's a good gank path from World 6.
That's a great gank path from World 6. Cool does have his flash heal there as well. We're getting aggressive into her tongue. It will pop in. Cool now use his heal first. I like that a lot. And dodges the gank from World 6.
Yeah, it's shorter cooldown on the heal, so able to get out with that one. Also needed to top up, you know, so it's just worthwhile.
Extra value as Loveling now. Going to be looking for that gank.
He got spotted out by the Tremor Sense.
Tremor Sense not bad as the tongue will train towards the left side of the map. Cool with no ultimates. It's pretty hard to lock him down, and Loveling does not really fancy the flash body slam. Just wards instead.
Yeah, just zones him away. He's going to go over the wall, it looks like.
Yep, pops it in, goes code through. Damage comes in. Massive damage as the Q just goes wide there from Cool.
He's got 2 points in Drunken Rage. He does a lot of work right now, Loveling. And, you know, this is actually a different build. We see a lot of people max the Q for the slow that can come through. But as far as trading goes, W is a superior ability.
I hope he maxes it. I really want to see him just come in and smash someone in the face.
I would be the happiest man alive. Well, because I've been trying to convince people it's good.
Well, we'll keep track of it and see what happens here for Loveling. Still level 4 though, so we won't know just yet.
Just Cool. Wandering slowly.
They're tracking him. He almost, I think, if he was in range, he would have flashed, but he knew he was a bit short. Her tongue has been completely forced out of mid though.
Yeah, and it's giving Cool a 10 CS advantage. So once again, Loveling, the aggressive jungler coming through. getting advantages for his team, making sure he's taking the nearest camps as well. So have to see as the game goes on whether he can continue the pressure.
Nice duo lane there from OMG. Gives the mid lane advantage over to Cool early on. And you said it already, Varus really just needs those levels. So Cool, who might have started even to begin with, is going to start taking further and further control of this lane.
Yeah, certainly is. And you know, already Hetong is mad at his jungler for giving over the first blood to the mid laner. Now he's like, can I please get some jungle presence in this lane, because Loveling is stalking me.
He is, and he's probably going to be back there as well. We'll keep track as well. 6 fancies his chances in the top lane now. We burn a summoner in mid, going to try and force something in the top, but Loveling tracking in those level 5, missed the skill up. We'll have to see where he's going just yet. But Amazing does spot a ward. World 6, that's twice now. He's been left wanting for a gank.
Yeah, he's just been thwarted time and time again. And, you know, Loveling was even on the top side of the map. So, once again, good jungle paths being taken by the OMG jungler. And this is something that you just thought they missed a little bit with Waveway in the jungle role. 3rd point in Drunken Rage.
Yep. I love it. This is a Loveling special.
Yeah, it certainly is. So he's just looking to scrap at all times.
Oh, well, Endless now going to get dove on Uzi. Good juke of the NATO. Goes back in. Rocket jumps all the way forward. Explosive charge. Not enough with the spell shield. Ignite almost is. That was an elegant all-in, though, from OMG.
Yeah, it certainly was. And you know you have to be careful now, Endless. Even though you've got a nice shield, Uzi is a man that likes to get aggressive. World 6 also coming up. So that's going to be a couple of minion waves shoved into the turret. Uzi will regain control.
And probably most brutally, we've seen this a lot from Tristana. She does not mess around when she's left alone with turrets.
Yeah, she certainly doesn't. And even when the armor buff is still on there, does a lot of work, and they swap back lanes straight away.
Yeah, Danny's like, all right, I guess I'll go top here, but you can see the damage done. Minion's going to have a little bit more, about 30% of that turret health taken away. But Uzi wants to back off. He knows, or suspects, I guess, that the swap's coming through. We'll now get confirmation seeing Dandy there as well. Goes back BF sword straight back to the bottom lane.
Yeah, so he's running down there. Has the item advantage. BF versus pickaxe and boots. Some more consumables coming through for Endless, but not really going to make up a big item difference. And Cool continues to bully Hetong around.
I like how he's playing the lane, just keeping the wave, pushing slowly, trying to harass out, and just fishing for poke whenever Hetong decides to move back.
Yeah, both with Flask are going to be able to withstand each other's pokes coming through there. It's just, I guess, the junglers, the ever-threatening presence of that flash body slam, especially as Loveling gets the level 6 now, going to mean that they have to be careful in the mid lane.
Yeah, no, pings down to the bottom side. Pinkward in that brush there for Amazing just to his right. Will spot that ward and clear it away. Mata trying to contest, puts another ward down, but gets pulverized. Headbutt back in there as well. Into the body slam from Loveling. Massive W damage there coming in, but Uzi now going to get ganked. Stands United, popped by Xiang. Teleport down as well. Teleport will complete. Mata's locked up. He will go down, but the rest of them are here. Xiang gets the kill onto Mata. Loveling, though, ulties them away on the Gragas. Now Dandy in under the turret means Amazing's getting low, but he will live. Dandy almost dead as Cool comes in. Flash Q from max range gets the kill. Xiang now tossed over the wall, but Cool now comes in, pops the ulti down, looking for a target. They need someone. Endless spell shields the taunt there, but he takes a lot of damage. Xiang chasing in there. Cool really wants to play cleanup, gets Endless. Now World 6 though, gonna chase him down. Hetong gonna look for cleanup as Rek'Sai gets the kill. And an absolute bloodbath leaves 3-2 in favor of Vici.
Yeah, able to get in there and really clean that one off for Vici Gaming, but that was all-out aggression. You saw Loveling with multiple rotations of that Drunken Rage was bonking people on the head with a barrel all day. But in the end, able to play Janitor yet again. Hetong picks up 2 important kills for himself and gets himself back in the lane.
Yeah, Uzi got a little too low in the start of that exchange. Couldn't do enough damage, died pretty early. Is now back in the lane getting farmed, so we'll not be too upset with all that. But crazy how many cooldowns we'll use there. But at the end of that, pretty much at a 5v5 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, so in the end, the kill goes over onto Endless. He grabs himself an Avarice Blade, which means that he's not going to have the same relevant stats, but as soon as he shoves out this wave, he's going to be ticking over with a lot of gold. Really, only Xiang is the other member that got a noticeable advantage over his opponent. Good news for both teams is supports didn't pick up kills. Generally, they do at the start of the games when you see those big fights, but they were able to keep them on the mid lane carries.
Yep, they've got them in the right places here. Now Cool, Pickaxe tier and the Brutalizer already done. So he's quite accelerated. And Morello Nomicon completed up for Hetong means that arguably our feature matchup here for this one, or at least as far as players go looking at Cool, he's off to a great start, but Hetong is not far behind.
Yeah, exactly right, you know, and it's going to still be in Cool's favor just because of how he's gone in this game, but Loveling sneaks into the bottom lane.
Yeah, knows there's a Pinkward there as well, so he's not spotted just yet. Hetong will get the blue buff though. But Cool actually already has his, so good donation there from the OMG jungler.
They kind of know, but this lane's going to push against Vici. That's what happens when it stacks up. You'll see they'll burst down this front wave and it will push quite fiercely. So it's all about whether OMG can get the gank here. They've pretty much given it away by hanging out in the brush.
Yeah, Uzi forcing a little too hard there, but at least zone them off a couple of creeps as World 6 back around the side. Going to steal some Raptors, might be looking for that same gank onto Cool.
Yeah, we'll see whether he can make it work over the wall again. This time Cool no summon. It's risky because of where Loveling is positioned. They're going in.
Yeah, Hotong actually finds it onto Cool. Now the ulti's out for Varus there. Does go in, but he gets too low and Loveling can't get there in time. In fact, might get knocked out with the body slam away from World 6 as Hotong gets himself a kill on the mid lane.
Yeah, so 3-0 on 1 now. Hotong doing work.
Uzi to onto Mata as Endless gets pulverized. They are going to chase back in. Rek'Sai's around the back, but Uzi's going to dive through. Ulti out there for Siva. Mata resets with a Monsoon. Xiang gets stopped there. The twisted advance, preventing that Stand United port from being completed. And World 6 is down. Amazing. Trying to zone a good three-man pulverize. Hotong's here as well. Uzi will bust the shot them away as Loveling joins in. Throws them back with the ultimate. Good defense by OMG.
Yeah, and as I said, it's really hard to engage onto Uzi this game. They're going to continue to go for it, but it's difficult to dive an Alistar Gragas.
To say the least here is Loveling still sticking around defending. Uzi here as well. Going to clear out more creeps. And things going well so far. A bloodbath in the early game here. 5-4. The kill score. Just a slight lead there for Vici. It's going to translate into a decent gold lead here as well, but this game at 12 minutes in is very close.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, we just saw a window into what a late game team fight is going to be for Vici Gaming. They get the flank, they've got great position, but headbutt, pulverize, the Gragas barrel, the buster shot, everything used to just get distance for Uzi. And, you know, we can say he has positional fades from times, but he always puts out damage. With this comp, he can stand pretty much wherever he wants. And he's going to live because of the amount of PL that comes through. You saw Ziyang didn't even ult Cool in the mid lane when he was being ganked by two members. Saved it for Uzi, and that's probably going to be the case for the rest of the game.
Hotong ate about one spear, by the way, and is now forced out of lane by Cool and Loveling, who's continuing to stalk Hotong there in the mid lane. They'll ping onto Dragon. They know Azir's been forced back. Marta will spot it out, but I don't know if he can stop it.
Yeah, no, nothing they can do right now. As you said, it was just one Q too many, and that will be an early Dragon going down. They take it relatively quickly.
World 6 is here, but they do take it quickly. Tristana's neutral damage on structures and major buffs alike is quite good. Now Uzi going to go back. He's got a BF sword to start his lane. Going to go have a, say, maybe a pickaxe and some Berserker Greaves his next pickup.
Yeah, you would think that he would go towards the components, maybe? No, he's not got enough gold, so he goes pickaxe. As Loveling gets to pick himself up some lane farm.
Delicious. This is what Loveling was known for. I feel like back a while ago, playfully covering the lane. Not taxing, he's covering.
Just absorbing some free CS.
Always good to be in the right places. Manamune has also been finished up for Cool. He'll return to the mid lane with that item ticking up in his back pocket. And Uzi going to be fine here with the pickaxe there as well. Going to help him fight Endless. And they've been fighting well here in the bottom side. That's what I have been impressed by, is their 2v2s look nice and strong. Yeah,
it certainly does. And we'll have to see whether they're able to continue with World 6 down here to try and impact the lane further. They kind of have an inkling. Shen with ultimate available might be able to turn this one around.
Only rank 1 though for Xiang could be a bit of a problem, but Uzi going to face check the brush and ward it away. Good headbutt back there. It's amazing. Under fire now. Might have to pop his ulti. Does pop it a little late. But Uzi's going to force Endless back with an explosive charge, although World 6 now going to charge in and just look to do damage to the turret.
Yeah, once again, they're bringing the Azir in as well. Everyone's going to answer, but it might be a little bit not enough. Ooh.
Amazing, cancelled there. Now taking damage. Ultimate down. Xiang's going to ulti down onto the Alistar. Dandy's come down as well. Vici are going to force the turret. They'll get it. Now Dandy dives in onto Loveling. Uzi, though, goes in massively aggressive, but he's taking too much damage. Will fall down, though. Xiang fighting in on her tongue, but a Loveling three-man body slam's not enough as Cool. Trying to fight back, but he just can't get in range. And 3 kills to 0 there for Vici.
Did Uzi just jump into that fight?
Yes.
Okay. So that fight happened. Vici wins by a lot. And that's a 3,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, we talked about Vici. When they get leads, they very seldom let go of them. And they're getting them in the way that we don't normally see them. It's usually map advantage where they really find themselves. That strong objective control sort of inherited from Dandy and Mata. But right now, they are straight up fighting OMG and winning.
Yeah, they're playing OMG's game and coming out ahead. And, you know, Cool had better positioning. That fight was off the back, raining down with arrows. But Uzi dives in, gets made punished for it, and his turret's down. Very hard to freeze the lane of Tristana. Someone would say impossible. You know, I'm an optimist, and he's just going to have to continue to fight this Sivir, who's picking up kills in CS.
Yeah, don't know what Uzi was thinking in that last fight, but still getting stronger here. See, Sivir, though, doing the same as Endless. Now effectively just up an Avarice, but it actually does have the boots too finished as well. Going to rotate around, try and take more turrets. We talked about it. Vici know how to get a lead and keep it here. So Young does get locked up there by Dandy in the twisted advance. Tornado won't quite knock him up there, but Young will make it back to his turret. It's fairly tanky, but they are going to dive in. World 6 will join in as well, and that will secure the kill.
Yeah, certainly will. And you know who else is fairly tanky is Dandy, who just sat underneath that turret for the longest time and picked up the kill. Once again, going over this time to World 6, who's having a great game. 3-1 and 6, 9 and 9 kill participations. They'll trade objectives, but come up further in gold.
They will. 2-1 should be the turret's goal now. If the bottom tower falls for Vici by OMG, and the top is the same there. As Endless working on it, will be able to get it, just denying maximum creeps away. Uzi does finish the tower on the bottom side, like you said. Cool and Loveling also grouping to try and take his turret away. That is a nice feature of the OMG comp. They do take turrets quickly.
Yeah, but they've got flanked here, and they need to be so careful.
Loveling does have his ulti. Cool has his as well. They'll force them away. World 6, though, spotted by a ward, will be forced away by the Cool Coach.
Yeah, but that was Shi Young's teleport used as well on the back end of that to try and guarantee safety for his team. Now looking for a dive potentially with Amazing and Loveling behind the turret. But you just feel at this point it's a risky play.
We're going to force them off the turret at least, which will give OMG the objective. So I like the play a lot. We talked about Vici playing OMG's game. OMG now trying to play Vici's.
Yeah, they certainly are. Make it around the map, but Hatong still with decent wave clear, going to force them away. It's still only a 4,000 gold lead. Quite decent at 17 minutes into the game, especially with Hatong and Endless absorbing a lot of the kills, but across the board, OMG still have recipes for success. Well,
they'll take the OMG turret, as it was patented way back in 2013. They love to take the mid turret. They usually got it under 10 minutes back in the day, but we'll get it at a decent clip now. If they can protect their mid lane turret, if Varus can stick there and play gatekeeper to that structure, OMG will open up a nice amount of the map for them to move and get aggressive in the mid game.
Yeah, straight lane wave clear is the most important kind to keep the mid lane turret safe, and Cool has it on very short cooldown now with the blue buff falling off, but has, I guess, some CDR coming through from that Brutalizer. But really can't see how they can fight at this point in the game. They still need to scale up. It's an Infinity Edge boots too on Endless versus just components for Uzi right now. And if he jumps into another fight, it's going to be a very hard game to come back from.
It is. Uzi's just trying to get CS at this point here, working towards his own Infinity Edge, but we've seen it time and time again from Tristana. I feel like it's not quite as prevalent as it used to be, but you do still need to get to your 3 items.
I actually think Tristana's really decent in the mid-game at the moment. She does struggle as the game goes on a little bit. Aurora B got nerfed slightly, so you don't have the same range. You also have to hit the target that your explosive shot's on to be able to get any of the cooldown of your Q back. So she has windows she can work around still, definitely, but 2 tanky members, especially with World 6 Accelerator, is going to mean that Uzi's mid-game is difficult.
Is it maybe more of just a push-style poke comp here from OMG? Because they've got a nice dual 80 carry threat as well.
Yeah, they certainly do, and that's one thing their team comp doesn't lose is this, I guess, raw damage that Cool's going to bring, especially now that he's gone Last Whisper. It's just such an efficient item build to be able to go. It's why we saw Jace in the meta so long, and they trade a gold objective once again for the Dragon going down. So that's OMG playing the map, honestly, and Vici, they equal that up but lose some of their advantage.
Yeah, so Dragons now even at 1 apiece as Vici collect the second one of the game. Endless trying to push down here, as well as Mata in the side brush there trying to bait someone down and see if he can make a play, but OMG is starting to put their foot down a little bit more in this game. It feels like they do have to get something going sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, especially with how well they started the game off. They got the first blood onto World 6. That's the only kill that has landed on him this game. He's been involved in everything else, by the way, and you see across the board, really, it is OMG's win. Game right now where they need to be proactive because everything is just Vici's favor. They're setting up the camps, they're making sure they're in the correct position of the map, but OMG happy to stall it out for now.
Yep, seems to be as Zhonya's gets completed there for Hatong. Dandy also getting stronger. Had a quick Righteous Glory Glacial Shroud in that last little dive we saw him involved in. Now Merc treads and working on finishing that Frozen Heart at quite a quick pace here. Xiang has matched that reasonably. Always got Sunfire and the Spirit Visage. And maybe that's the other thing they can do is get that Chen into a lane and start the split push.
Yeah, that's what they really need to do is continue to pressure the map and make sure Dandy isn't there because he has accelerated so much with World 6 in this game. 6 assists going across to the top laner and all that CS means that if he dives onto Uzi, he's going to slow the attack speed, be very hard to deal with. And it's just the Buster Shot and all the disengage that they're relying on right now to set up their siege comp.
Well, a zeal up for Uzi. Let's see if OMG can get themselves into a lane and actually start a siege here. All the outer turrets have been felled by them, so 3-2 the current turret score means that they'll have to work on tier 2s, but that might mean having to go a little too far, and Vici do have the stronger hold on Vision right now.
Yeah, and they're denying it around Baron, especially with champions like Azir going to be able to get through that one. They've got a nice tanky jungler as well, so they won't take much damage in response. And as long as Vici control Vision, you feel like they're one of the premier teams, and they've started it up already.
Yeah, actually going for a very fast Baron. World 6 and Dandy going to get straight on top of it. 21 minutes in here. Vici, this is a nice aggressive shot.
And OMG have no idea. They just ping Ziyong back because they're like, you're going to get ganked. This dragon going down at 21 minutes in.
Yeah, Baron's the one getting ganked here. Mata will spot them away. Baron is already dead. They'll actually face check a Tornado. Amazing going to get knocked up. Loving will get knocked back by the Monsoon. Or Poppy's ulti out. Cool. Going to try and peel off, but he doesn't have his ult either. Ziyong will port down onto Loveling to save him. But Vici already got the objective.
Yeah, so Baron goes and Vici won't try and fight this because they realize that in a team fight, they're honestly weaker in World 6 core.
Tags World 6, but it's not enough. He tunnels out. Wears off by the time he gets to the other end of it. And now OMG sieges real hard against Baron minions.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, you know, they've got one of the better wave clear champions in the mid lane in Cool, but definitely going to be an ask at this point in the game. And that was just a brain fade. They let the entirety of the top side of the map just go to waste there, OMG, and they get made pay.
Yeah, 5 ping cords up for Vici right now. Mata standing on top of one of OMG's who'll take it away. Amazing's actually doing the same just below the red buff there, so they'll clear a bit of that vision out. But Vici not only bought themselves some gold, they've bought themselves time, and really that's kind of all they needed here.
Yeah, exactly right, as the 2 super tanks really are scaling up. And OMG now, they'll get a little bit of farm shoved into them, but if they lose any more objectives, it's already a 4,000 gold lead. This game could deteriorate rather rapidly.
And it felt like they were waiting between dragons, but didn't think about that potential Baron. Vici, a really smart call, and again, stellar vision. Able to get them that objective, and World 6 will get the Scuttle Cobra. OMG needs to get Vision back down pronto.
Yeah, there's just nothing they can do right now. They're continually being shoved in. Any Vision they put down. There's already an upgraded sweeper on Mata. He's clearing out Ward. World 6 is using his on cooldown, and they're just controlling the map.
Nice stuff here. Again, we talk about Vici still playing with, again, the talent they seem to inherit from Dandy and Mato, who are just as good at vision and objective control as ever. Even Endless might see this pink ward as he moves down, but instead he wants to pressure the tier 2 in bottom.
And we'll see whether they are able to spot it out. In the end, they're not. So that's some good information going over to OMG right now. And split push has always been an effective tactic when you have Baron buff up, drags people around the map, and Loveling looks like he might be dope.
Yep, World 6 going in will secure the outer mid turret there for his team. So turrets finally equalized in this game, but more gold that Vici can potentially try and take as Endless. It's a fat Varus Q to the face. Mata shields him and was like, yeah, wish I had that one off earlier. Yeah. But Endless going to keep pushing.
Able to get a little bit back through the Doran's Blade lifesteal coming in there, and Hitong successfully sieging as a one-man unit mid. All of OMG right now is on the back of that Varus. He needs to be able to get the poke before the fight starts. You can see these creeps are just so tanky.
Yeah, Baron creeps are so tough to deal with this early on in the game. OMG doing their best here. Might only lose one turret as Endless still eats the damage there.
Yeah, so Endless being chunked out yet again. Is the turret going to eventually fall in the mid lane? They have weathered the Baron buff storm, the majority of it at least. That's about to tick over. But at 5,000 gold, Vici will take it at 24 minutes in.
They will. Xiang in the top side, almost going to get dove here, but OMG sense that this is happening, move their members to the top lane. Baron buff has worn off, I believe. You can see dropped off now from Mata and Endless, so not there now. Sun turret falls in the mid as well. OMG can finally get themselves back into this game, but that was a rough couple minutes there with the Baron buff, and both teams now have to look for this next dragon.
Yeah, so now that it's worn off, they'll go back shop, spend up all that gold. Dragon is the next objective, as you pointed out. already the deep vision from Vici give them the advantage there. It's only number 2 for Vici Gaming. You think that once again, OMG might just decide to stall this one out, let it go over and just continue to farm the sideways.
Well, World6 already in the area, popped his ulti to get back there just in time. Uzi down the bottom side, they want the pick first, but Uzi not going to get baited in this time. He's on top of a ward, I believe. That does see it.
Does see it. Wasn't caught window shopping, so Uzi will clear one of the 5 pink wards out. And we'll see whether Vici can continue this stranglehold. The problem with playing this style of League of Legends, it's very slow. And if you get caught once, like Dandy is right now.
Oh, gets ulted back by Loveling there. Now Cool going to try and lock him up. Ulti goes down. Dandy is dead. Going to take a while, but Amazing gets the kill.
Yeah, so as I was going to say, if you get caught out once, it means that you just lose pressure on the map. They'll trade it for an objective, but mid lane going to be under fire.
Yep, they're going to look down, maybe even cut them off and try and get some more kills. Loveling chucks down a world, sees Endless. But Mata charging in now as well. Uzi actually not there, means that OMG only 4 people strong. It's actually even 4v4 right now.
Yeah, you know, they zoned them away. That was no trigger pulled. They didn't have the poke damage, so just taking the brief respite that the pick gets them, go back, clean up their jungle, make sure they're spending all this gold, because right now they're still in pretty much panic mode and need to try and recapture their side of the map. You see they've done it successfully with top, bottom still very much Vici's side.
Yeah, still about 4,500 gold down there as well, so fighting from a deficit. Still now our OMG. Get a goal between the laners there as well. Top mid pretty even. Jungle's actually the big lead there for Vici. And bottom lane probably the other one there as well. So it's not too bad here for OMG. That gold distribution is okay at this stage of the game, but Endless still getting stronger. Uzi seems to be looking for his items, and OMG sort of running out of at least the Varus part of their timing window.
Yeah, Varus actually falls off a little bit, but I'm not going to say heaps. His Qs still do a lot of damage, especially if they're hitting squishy members like Endless. There's not really a great way to build armor into your defensive build. Much easier to get something like a QSS or a Banshee's Veil. You don't really want to go for a GA or, like, I don't know, Brand New Endowment or something like that. So it will be okay for Varus as the game goes on. He'll also do a lot of damage to structures still as the game goes on, so the siege part of their comp doesn't run out. It's just how accelerated World 6 that it's making this game difficult, because right now, he's a legitimate super tank.
He is. Randuin's already done. Spirit Visage almost, I guess, halfway down there with a Kindle Gem and an extra Chain Vest on top of those Mercury Treads mean that the very AD-centric OMG comp is going to struggle to just get through the jungle. And not to mention Dandy, who's also massively tanky himself.
Yeah, he's been able to pick up the Frozen Heart, which is the other successful recipe. You would think double Thornmails by the end of this game. QSS finished up by Cool as teleport.
Denied there as Cool actually might find himself caught out of position. Dandy charges in. Amazing headbutts him away. He's going to have to pop his ulti though as Alistar. Not a bad trade there though for OMG.
Man, they burned it. Oh,
Loveling's trying to taunt. The ulti's in, but it's not away. Now the ulti's going to disengage Loveling, who's going to be caught out now. Dandy will chase in. Cool's ulti doesn't quite connect, but Loveling might just be able to get out of this one. Does fall though in the end, but OMG are still fighting in. The ulti down there for Xiang, but he is now going to die there as Mata resets with a Monsoon. Uzi the next one caught by Dandy. They'll get that kill, and Vici 3 kills to nothing so far. They're going to go straight to Baron.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what's back up as well? Baron, so Vici able to get another fight. Loveling just didn't position it well enough to knock him back into the team. He actually hit the wall, got caught, and didn't go anywhere. Then a great Azir ultimate, Emperor's Divide, separates everyone else from the team, and Loveling was just really left in a bad place. That's going to be Baron number 2 over to Vici.
Yeah, no steal coming.
Oh, we got it.
Oh my god, he steals Baron. Well done. Even pokes the tongue for a bit of extra love.
Yeah, all right, so that was a horrible situation that Cool legitimately just saved, because now they're a siege comp, even though they're behind, that has a split pushing threat in the top lane with teleport down for Dandy, and they have a Baron buff. So maybe this is OMG's window to crawl back into the game off the back of their mid lane.
Well, we haven't seen them siege just yet, but Cool might have given them an opportunity. A new lease on life here for the OMG lineup. And they're just 2 men pushing for the tier 2 in mid lane.
Yeah, you see that they have other members coming out now. They recognize the fact that they just got a window. Uzi will clean out red buff and probably get Cool a shop in before they do anything with this, but a couple of turrets, they're right back in the game.
They do need to press some lead, but we do have a bit of time now with the Baron buff, buying them precious, precious minutes. Dandy finding Xiang, though, fairly tanky as the Shen, but going to get locked up by the CC that Vici have. Gets out there, Hatong with a nice ulti to scoop them back in. The tanks, though, still absorbing a lot of damage. Xiang will eventually fall, gets knocked around everywhere. It's Loveling catches World Sick. Good pulverize into the ulti there from Cool, but Mata resets. He's now taking damage. Will just live. No, Uzi able to take him out in a Tong. He dives back in. Cool though, dishing out damage where he can. World 6 though dives through as the Tong gets the kill onto Cool. Uzi will die as well. The Tong's janitor duty so good.
Yeah, and it's just sloppy team fight coming through for OMG. They get caught out in the mid lane, overextended. Uzi doesn't get that juicy top lane farm. Vici against a Baron buff will break the base. And this game is just all kinds of weird little scraps as Vici continue to come out ahead.
Talked about the Dandy initiation. He has proven to be quite the top lane tank player in this particular game. His Mark engages have been on point, and again, still joining forces with Mata, just in a different role, doing, I'm going to say, more work than he's done from the jungle this game. His top lane Narcos look great.
Yeah, he certainly has, and you know, people talk about how good of a jungler Danny was, and he has actually translated it really successfully over to the jungle position. I get that we haven't seen him play a World Championship yet, so everyone's still going to view him as primarily a jungler, but for what this team needed, he has done a great job. This is a replay of the snipe again.
That was really sick.
Doesn't really matter though, because everyone got killed.
That's true. That was the unfortunate part of the OMG Baron. And the difference, again, Vici do not often let go of leads. The Baron was a slip-up, but he managed to get right back on top of this game. They are still 6,000 gold ahead here of OMG. Uzi has gotten his 3 items now, so it might be a bit better here in these team fights. Also, level 15 means that draw beat, despite the nerf, will see him with significantly better range. But OMG need to find something here. They've been dictated to all game long, with the exception of that first blood. Yeah,
exactly right. You know, and you see, even though 3 items finished up for Uzi, 3 power items coming through right now for Endless. The tanks aren't as tanky on the side of OMG. Thornmail finished up for World 6, 4-11. You see, the scoreline across the board, 8-0 and 5 for Hetong has been great, especially in what should be a counter pick for Cool. And Vici, as we said, as soon as they get in a position where they can smart fight, play Vici's brand of League of Legends, they just do it so well.
They do, and that third dragon's going to continue snowballing map pressure and control across this game. Xiang, we've seen him take quite a beating, but he's actually not that tanky. They're actually going to go and dive instead. Shen now getting locked up by Dandy. He's forced to dash out of the way, but all they want is tower pressure. Amazing comes in. World 6 taking some damage, but Dandy is going to face tank everything. Xiang dives his way back in. World 6 goes through, but Cool's ulti misses because Loveling did not quite time that correctly. And Vici gonna get out the better end of that fight. They'll keep pushing.
Yeah, they force them away, get some ultimates out, and they grab a turret for it. So, you know, small advantage is still going in Vici's favor. 7,000 gold. Mata heals everyone else up. They're going again with the teleport coming through from Dandy.
Yep, Dandy. We see this a couple times from strong top lane players going back
Uzi's
early and then porting back in. Yeah, Uzi's busy dealing with super creeps here. Vici won't pull the trigger on the dive once more, but they do get some nice pressure down to OMG's bottom side.
There was actually a ward in the base that just expired that I thought that Dandy was going to go to. Decides not to pull the trigger. You know, it's a big advantage. They don't want to give anything away, so instead they'll just play patient, wait the game out.
And wait they will here. OMG probably happy for a bit of extra breathing room, but they're still going to struggle here as Vici unrelenting in their pressure, I have to say, this game. They've broken the mid. They were down the bottom. Dandy's now on the top side with his teleport. Will push these waves out and keep Xiang somewhere where he can see him. And the comp's just not come together quite yet for OMG. It feels like we haven't had a fight that OMG have started.
Yeah, since the fight that Uzi jumped in the bottom lane, that really should have gone OMG's favor. I thought that was a reach from Vici to go for it. They just haven't looked themselves. They haven't been able to keep Uzi safe. 1, 4, and 3. Not having a great game on the Tristana, and just hasn't been putting out the same relevant damage. And Hetong on the backline has been the real beneficiary of all of this. He's just been able to swoop in, pick up kills. He's happy to get in the front line when he doesn't feel threatened. And his front line, Dandy and World 6, are just so much bigger than Loveling and Xiang right now. And you know, it's not because they played the game particularly well, it's because the bottom side of the map kind of fell over for Vici game, OMG.
It did a little with Uzi again having that brain fade and diving in, going back to his maybe again older, more aggressive self there in the AD carry role. But I think Atong Zazir probably deserves a bit more credit. He has, again, we kind of said he's like the guy that swoops in and cleans up, the janitor if you will, but he has made plays this game, and I think if we're going to give Hetong like proactive credit for our champion, it is his Azir.
Yeah, I think Hetong's played this game really well. I think it was more that World 6 and Dandy's been the beneficiary of everything because they just got rapidly accelerated and then used their presence on a global champion like Rek'Sai and the teleporting Maokai to be able to really do work. Hetong definitely played a counter matchup incredibly well.
And World 6 has a Black Cleaver.
Yeah, why not?
That's
20% CDR
horrifying.
works really well with the HP of Cinderhulk. And you see they took top lane. No response really coming through from OMG.
I mean, this is Vici's game. Play around the map. They're still strong enough. They're happy to take a fight if OMG wants it. They know full well that OMG don't want to fight them 5v5. So they're just going to run them around the map. And again, OMG trying to play Vici's game.
And again, Dandy in base with home guards ready. So many deep wards on their side to be able to get good flanks coming through. See whether he decides to pull the trigger.
Baron up soon as well means that OMG have to make a decision very shortly about what they're going to do. Baron is now back alive here. It will spawn. OMG are already with 5 members, but Dandy's going to pour it in, make sure he's there in time, and Vici actually just going to pull the trigger. Ulti up from Sivir there means Cool's the first target. Amazing, and Xiang doing cutting the backline nicely there as they're absorbing a lot of damage. Not letting Hetong in here on Lovely. Scatters the Morris. Cool and Uzi are getting good damage down. Lovely finds Dandy. Uzi takes out Martyr as the first. World 6 going to die as well. Cool getting dove on by Dandy, but he flashes out at the last second, and Uzi going to get the double. OMG finally lose one as Amazing goes down, but Hetong, he's forced to flash away, and OMG somehow pull that out.
Yeah, 4 for nothing. 4 for 1 coming through for OMG. They're able to grab the Baron off the back end as well. Cool needs to be careful as Hetong is flirting around the outside of the fight. Wow, Baron takes him out.
Oh wow, Cool's dead. MVP Baron, Uzi dives back in, he needs Hetong! Hetong though gets the kill, they'll get the trade. But OMG will secure Baron.
Yeah, so they get the Baron buff on arguably the 2 most important members there, Split Pusher and the person that's going to be grouping. Uzi gets a huge shutdown on Hetong. I actually think that that trade was definitely worthwhile. 500 gold onto your primary carry, a good thing. And this is the one argument that I have against Vici's style of League of Legends, is that you play the map slow, you get incremental gold leads, you make one mistake, and you give so much back against an LPL team, because Vici kind of take the minimum every time and they beat you to death. It's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep.
Whereas OMG, they grab a sledgehammer and they swing at you, and they only have to connect once and they knock you out.
Yeah, let's look at this replay here again. This is such a well-fought fight by OMG.
Yeah, they're able to get Amazing in, and really Dandy reaches here with World 6, and it's just the armor shred that's coming through from Uzi. You mentioned the Last Whisper being important. He's able to get rid of both of them, and this is calculated aggression. He jumps over the wall to be able to get himself in a good position there. Takes out the first, gets the reset, jumps back into the fight because he knows that everyone else is in full retreat. Cool gets a good flash and snipe over the wall. And then Uzi once again over the wall, making sure that he's not jumping at people, but to reposition himself.
Vici, another death rush though, finds Amazing. He's going to ult immediately, as now they're going to go back in. Dandy actually will be their target. Uzi's doing massive damage with Cool. Dandy's going to go down. He eats an ulti there from Cool.
Oh,
massive ult there from Lovely. Hetong almost gets taken out immediately, and they'll just re-engage again. Mata can't peel this much hard engage. Hetong almost down. Will Zhonya's but die. Mata dies now as well, and OMG, they've gone off in these fights.
They're going to win the game off the back of that from a gold deficit. Still, they're streaming towards a base. They've got 30 seconds on Dandy, and OMG, 2 team fights take it out.
Yeah, that sledgehammer swinging hard here for OMG. They'll equalize the gold lead. They'll soon take it over, and they should take the game here as well.
Endless trying to put up some form of defense. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And wow, 2 team fights, and they were
Yep,
yeah,
Endless is dead. Oh, never mind. Uzi gonna look for the kill. Cool snipes him instead. Throws out a Q. Ultis his corpse. And OMG are gonna take the Nexus in game number 1.
Really good team comeback performance from OMG, showing that once again they are the superior team fighting team. We talked about it. They had all the tools, the big CC abilities to be able to get in there, the huge front line that Uzi and Cool could use. As soon as Uzi stood behind his tanks, he was completely fine.
Yeah, Uzi's third item made that first fight